So Kwame Brown absolutely destroys LeBron James exactly for what I've been saying. No effort and also no defense.
Kwame Brown didn't hold anything back on his podcast when talking about LeBron James. No PR spin, no sugarcoating for the cameras, just straight criticism aimed at one of the biggest names in basketball. He went after the same issues hardcore NBA fans have been arguing about for years: the constant complaints to referees, the lack of energy late in games, and those moments where LeBron seems to fade when the pressure hits its peak. And honestly, Kwame sounded like he was saying what a lot of people around the league have been thinking but never wanted to say publicly. So now the real question is, was Kwame right for calling LeBron out this aggressively, or did he cross the line going after a player who's still producing at a high level? And here's another thing to think about: how many guys inside that Lakers locker room secretly agree with every single word Kwame said but would never dare say it out loud?
So Kwame Brown, after game 3, goes on his podcast and completely destroys LeBron James for lack of effort, complaining to the referees, not going back on defense, which this is a tactic used by many players, and this has been used by LeBron James so many times. If he goes in for a basket, he thinks he gets fouled, or he wants to make it look like he gets fouled. He then stays and complains to the referee, which in eyes of the fans gives him an excuse not to go back on defense. Because, oh, look, he got fouled, he's upset, that's why he's not back on defense. That's what casual fans will think, and that's what they will just take it as.
Kwame Brown honestly doesn't get enough respect for being one of the few former NBA guys willing to say publicly what a lot of people around the league are thinking behind closed doors. He's not tied to a network, he's not protecting some TV contract, and he's not worried about keeping superstar friendships intact. That gives him a level of freedom most basketball media personalities simply don't have anymore. And according to Kwame, that freedom is exactly why he's willing to address a conversation the basketball world has avoided for years. After Game 3 against the Oklahoma City Thunder, Kwame completely unloaded on LeBron James. His argument was direct. LeBron spent another playoff game arguing with referees, leaving teammates scrambling defensively, and fading when the fourth quarter demanded leadership the most. To Kwame, this wasn't some random bad night, it was part of a pattern basketball fans have watched repeat itself during multiple playoff runs over the last decade. And what made the rant hit harder was the detail. Kwame didn't just throw out hot takes for attention. He pointed to specific possessions, specific reactions, and moments fans could actually go back and watch for themselves. That's why the conversation exploded online, because whether people agreed with him or not, he laid everything out in a way that forced basketball fans to seriously look at the criticism instead of instantly dismissing it.
Hartenstein, and he just lost the ball. Boy, McCain was wide open on the opposite side, and they're saying that was off the Lakers.
The stats from that Game 3 performance only gave Kwame Brown more fuel for his argument against LeBron James. LeBron was on the floor for nearly 37 minutes, but the efficiency just wasn't there. He finished shooting 7-4-19 from the field, barely under 37%, while going 3-4-9 from deep and 3-for-4 at the free throw line. On paper, those numbers already looked rough for a player expected to dominate a playoff game. But once you break it down quarter by quarter, the criticism starts making even more sense. 4 points in the first quarter, 6 in the second, then only 4 in the third while shooting just 1-for-4. And by the fourth quarter, the moment superstars are supposed to take over, LeBron added only 4 more points. For a guy constantly labeled the closer, the leader, and one of the greatest players ever, fans expected way more from a $50 million superstar in a playoff battle that important. That's really where Kwame's frustration came from. He wasn't talking about LeBron having one bad shooting night, every great player has those. He was questioning the overall impact late in the game, especially when the Lakers needed someone to completely take control. And by the time the fourth quarter ended, a lot of fans online were looking at the box score thinking the exact same thing Kwame said out loud.
The Lakers and what the Lakers got going on is 25-10 on free throws, and you got your ass whooped by what, 23, 25 points? So it ain't the referees. It's the coach. It's LeBron. It's the people on the team that's masquerading as leaders that's waiting to give up. I'm looking at the eyes and the body language of LeBron, and he's waiting for somebody else to take over the show, and then so he can be the hero at the end. I'm looking at the body language of JJ Redneck. He's looking for the players to save the day. He's not grabbing the bull by the horn. At least he played not Jake LaRabia. At least he played Luke Kennard for a second, but he still didn't give LeBron no rest. I'm watching defensive plays where LeBron will go down and hit a 3 on offense, come down, switch off a guard onto Chet Holmgren, a big, and then run from Chet Holmgren to go double the ball, and then Chet Holmgren end up getting a lob.
According to Kwame Brown, one of the biggest issues with LeBron James right now is something NBA fans have been noticing for years: the constant arguments with referees after missed calls. Kwame says it follows the exact same pattern almost every time. LeBron attacks the rim, doesn't get the whistle he wants, throws his hands up, stares down the official, and slowly walks back while the other team is already pushing the ball the other way. Meanwhile, the Lakers are suddenly defending 4-on-5 because their biggest star is still stuck arguing at half court. And Kwame's point was that this isn't random frustration anymore. He believes it's part of how LeBron manages his energy at 41 years old. Instead of sprinting back every possession, the complaint to the refs becomes a built-in breather. To casual fans watching at home, it just looks like LeBron got hacked with no call. But Kwame says the real damage shows up over the course of an entire game when those delayed defensive possessions start turning into easy transition buckets for the other team. He also brought up another stat most people completely ignored this postseason: offensive rebounds. For a player with LeBron's size, strength, and basketball IQ, Kwame argued the numbers should be much higher. Instead, LeBron's offensive rebounding production has dropped dramatically, and Kwame connected that directly to energy conservation. Crashing the glass takes effort, second jumps, physical contact, and non-stop movement. At this stage of LeBron's career, Kwame believes he's carefully choosing where to spend energy and where to save it. That's why Kwame thinks all these issues are connected. The slower transition defense, the extra conversations with refs, the quieter fourth quarters, the disappearing offensive rebounds. In his eyes, they're all signs of a superstar trying to manage a 23-year NBA workload inside real playoff games. The body simply can't handle every possession the way it once could, so adjustments start showing up everywhere. Kwame even shifted some attention toward J.J. Redick and questioned why a 41-year-old LeBron is still logging nearly 37 minutes a night in a playoff series. He compared it to how legendary coaches used to manage aging superstars more carefully, making sure their legs were fresh for clutch moments late in games. But with Redick being a rookie head coach, Kwame wondered if the Lakers are pushing LeBron too hard, or if LeBron himself is demanding those heavy minutes behind the scenes. Either way, he believes the result has been the same: tired legs, weaker fourth quarters, and more visible frustration as games get tighter. Then Kwame touched on something a lot of fans quietly suspect, but almost nobody inside the NBA openly says. He believes there are current Lakers players who probably agree with parts of this criticism but would never say it publicly because of how powerful LeBron's influence is around the league. According to Kwame, criticizing LeBron openly can affect everything from media coverage to future opportunities, which is why most players stay silent. Kwame says he can speak freely because he's already outside the NBA machine and doesn't have contracts or relationships to protect anymore. And that's where the conversation became even bigger than just one playoff series. Kwame questioned whether the Lakers should continue building around LeBron moving forward, especially with Luka Doncic now viewed as the future centerpiece of the franchise. Between Luka's ball-dominant style and the emergence of Austin Reeves, Kwame argued the Lakers may eventually have to decide if keeping a 41-year-old superstar at a massive salary still makes basketball sense. In his view, the franchise is approaching a crossroads: continue accommodating LeBron's final years, or fully hand the keys to the next generation and build a roster designed around Luka's future. By the end of the rant, Kwame's message was pretty clear. He wasn't trying to erase LeBron's legacy or pretend the accomplishments never happened. His point was that the current version of LeBron isn't the same unstoppable player fans remember from his prime, and he believes the Lakers need to start making decisions based on what's happening on the court right now, not just on legacy, marketing power, or past greatness.